In Oklahoma, there was a high school student who protested the fact that the Ten Commandments were hanging on the wall in every classroom. He said, you know, this is a state-paid-for school, and it's got church stuff in it. And the state and the church are supposed to be separate. And he was a local atheist, actually. And so apparently the church pulled out the Ten Commandments. And so Pastor Josh Moore, if I have this story right, is printing up a whole bunch of T-shirts for students to wear when they go to school, 1,000 T-shirts with the Ten Commandments on them, so that they can wear them to school today, Wednesday, I guess it is. And let's see if I've got this right. Josh Moore is the pastor of the First Baptist Church in Muldrow, Oklahoma. And the website is Muldrow, Muldrow, FBC, as in First Baptist Church.org. And Pastor Moore, welcome to the program.
All right. Thank you, Tom.
Did I accurately characterize the situation?
Yes, semi. The student did make a complaint. It was the school board's decision to take the plaques off the walls in the classrooms. Mm-hmm. The ones who are printing the T-shirts is actually a group of churches here in town, not one church. It's a ministerial alliance kind of spearheading that effort. Just to give our students an outlet to express themselves. Yeah,
well, you know, I totally support this. Because you're not asking me as a taxpayer to subsidize the placing of religious documentation in the schools. You're asking the students themselves to walk in and carry it on their clothes, and Nike does the same thing. You know, would you please wear our logo on our T-shirt? Or on your shoes, and kids do that all the time, and they're walking around with Nike logos and Coke logos and all kinds of other companies' logos. Why not, the God's logo? Right?
Yeah,
I don't have a problem with that. Do you? But you said, or at least my understanding is, that this is actually taking the Ten Commandments down. The quote that I have from you is, "This is Christianity under attack within our own country."
Yeah.
Is that an accurate quote, and why would you say such a thing?
That's actually not an accurate quote.
Okay.
The one who reported that was his statement. I simply said okay, and then carried my line of thought, and I guess he tacked on his statement onto my comment following that.
I see. So are you in agreement with me that the state should be the state, the church should be the church, and if the state is going to pay for our public schools, we shouldn't have the Quran on their walls. We shouldn't have the Bhagavad Gita on the walls. We shouldn't have the sayings of Buddha on the walls, and we shouldn't have the Ten Commandments on the walls.
I would say that's fair. I don't know if I agree with it, but it is fair.
You would prefer to have the Ten Commandments on the walls?
Sure. Lots of different reasons, but I believe that primarily the first four commandments obviously deal with the vertical relationship between man and God, but especially the last six commandments deal with the horizontal relationship between man and man.
Yeah, and those last six are the ones that are pretty much already widely enshrined in law. Don't steal, don't kill, don't. Well, exactly. You know, the first four are more like, you know, I am the Lord thy God. You know, okay, so you're going to get punished if you pray to anybody other than this particular God, and thou shalt make no graven images. I had a dear friend, he's deceased now, who believed that meant no pictures of living things, and he would have no pictures of living things in his home. I know that many in Islam actually interpret that commandment that way because they share the Old Testament with Christians and Jews. And, you know, these kinds of things, but do we really, I mean, this is, first, as Thomas Jefferson pointed out so eloquently back, you know, at the founding of our country, 200 years before Christianity took over England in the year 600. In the year 400, England already had common law, and the common law basically encompassed those latter six commandments. You know, you can't kill people, you can't steal things. I don't know if adultery was a crime or not, but could it be that, you know, basically these laws, we don't need a religion to tell us that these things are wrong?
Right. And basically, you know, that's the point we're trying to get across here, at least the pastors in town, our congregations, is that, the law is fulfilled in Jesus Christ ultimately. And we know it as the golden rule in our society.
Right, which is not even part of the Ten Commandments, by the way. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you.
Exactly. It's what Jesus is actually saying is that all the law and the prophets, including the Ten Commandments, are fulfilled in loving God with everything you have and then loving your neighbor as yourself. There's no higher law than that.
That's right. And he also, in Matthew 25, he talked about how, when he talked about in the end days, he's going to be separating the sheep from the goats. In other words, those who go to hell versus those who go to heaven. Or there were the sheep going to heaven, the goats going to hell. But in any case, and he says, and I'll say to those who fed me when I was hungry and gave me water when I was thirsty and clothed me when I was naked. I guess the modern day equivalent of that would be housed me when I was homeless. And healed me when I was sick and visited me when I was in prison. I'll say to them, come with me to heaven, right? And then to the rest of them, I'm going to say, off to hell with you. And the disciples were really freaked out because they had never seen him hungry and they'd never seen him thirsty and they'd never seen him, naked or in jail. And so they said, well, how do we get into heaven? And he said, as you've done to the least of these, my brethren. And what blows my mind is people who purport to be Christians are out there pushing for, well, like right now, the Senate, which is controlled by Democrats, just proposed cutting food stamps in the United States. And you got to be pretty damn poor to be getting food stamps. And it's not a lot of money to begin with. In fact, it's not even money. It's a card that you can use only to buy food. And they propose cutting food stamps by $4 billion. The House Republicans want to cut it by $21 billion. This is kids and older people who don't have enough to eat. Literally, it seems so counter-Christian. I don't know why the Christian churches in America, instead of getting upset about the Ten Commandments being on or not on the walls of a school, are not enraged by this or, righteously enraged the way Jesus was when he threw the money changers out of the temple.
Right, and that's the other thing. There's bigger issues at stake here than Ten Commandments coming off a wall or staying on a wall. There's a bigger story here with humanity, with life, with society. There's bigger things out there that we could, be passionate about.
Yeah.
That actually make a difference, so to speak, in lives.
Well, not just so to speak, literally. Quite clearly, if somebody doesn't have enough money to buy food, they're going to be hungry. Children are going to be malnourished. It's going to stunt their growth and their intellectual as well as their physical growth. There's just all kinds of terrible consequences of
and I don't
poverty.
necessarily think it's an either-or thing. I think it's all encompassed as to how we react. The Ten Commandments being taken down. It's these things speak to people, and obviously it's an opportunity for us to then love on people in the midst of all this.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I'm glad to have had this conversation. I'm assuming that you would describe yourself probably as a conservative.
I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Had a label on it, sure. Yeah.
And I would describe myself as a liberal, and I think it's a good thing that we can agree that it's important that people be fed, that society be have that as one of its values, and housed and clothed. Not that I'm calling for communism or anything, which is.
Right.
The way Jesus and his disciples lived, actually, but I'm not calling for that. But the shared purse, but that we look at these larger issues. Pastor Josh Moore, the pastor of the First Baptist Church in Muldrow, Oklahoma. Muldrow FBC, like firstbaptistchurch.org is his website. Thanks for a very civil conversation.
Absolutely, thank you, Tom.
Good talking with you. We will be back. It's the Thom Hartmann Program, 16 minutes past the hour. Yeah, there are areas of agreement, I think. Maybe.
This is the Thom Hartmann Program.
No, there's no maybe about it. But why would anybody want the Ten Commandments on a school wall? I don't get that.